Now let's dive a little deeper into that court case with CNN's Julia Benbrook. And hello, Julia. This jury selection could take a couple of weeks. What do we know about the vetting process so far?
Well, like you mentioned, Cynthia, it could take a couple of weeks. It's going to be a complicated process. At the end of it, they will have selected 12 New Yorkers and alternates to sit on this jury. Now, it is extra complicated because Trump is so well known. He's been one of the top names in American politics for nearly a decade. And before that, he was well known here in New York, in tabloids, in magazines, starring on The Apprentice. And so he's someone that these jurors are likely very familiar with. And we saw how complicated that was going to be with this first round of jurors that came in this afternoon. There were nearly 100, and about half of them were dismissed after saying that they didn't think that they could be fair and impartial in this case. Now, the judge has released a 42-question questionnaire, and it outlines some of the questions that these prospective jurors might be asked. It includes news consumption, affiliations with groups like the Proud Boys, QAnon, and Antifa, and whether or not they or someone in their inner circle has been to a Trump rally or an anti-Trump event. It also asked about what books they might read, if they're reading any books by Trump's former attorney, who is a key part of this case, Michael Cohen, or if they've read any books by Trump himself.
So very interesting. And what can you tell us about the Trump team's strategy so far?
Well, part of their strategy has been to delay. They have filed appeal after appeal in hopes of pushing this trial until after the November election. That's something that they've done in the 4 criminal cases that he's facing. In total, he actually faces 88 criminal charges across 4 indictments. But despite efforts last week to derail this trial, to keep it from going forward at this time, now Trump's team will still have the chance to follow up on some of those appeals, but they did not get the pause that they were asking for.
Now, Trump is the first former president to face criminal charges, but he's also the current Republican nominee hoping to become president again. How is this trial going to impact his campaign?
Well, the big thing here is that it's going to take a lot of time away from the campaign trail. Trump is mandated to be in the courtroom behind me here during this trial, and it's expected to take place every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, leaving really just Wednesday while this is going on for him to be out and about speaking with voters. And that's something that he has taken issue with. He has said, you know, I will be here in the courtroom during the day and out on the campaign trail at night. I will say, though, he has been using his entrances and exits of the courtroom as a way to speak to his supporters. He stops in front of the camera and he lets his opinions be known. And I expect that to continue throughout this trial.
All right. Thank you so much, Julia. And that is CNN's Julia Benbrook tracking the Trump trial in New York.